Hurry, hurry, hurry! Get your tickets today to the greatest show on earth! Step right up to get your tickets to see the Snake Lady. She wiggles, she giggles, she walks, she talks, and she crawls on her belly like a reptile. You won't believe your eyes. Step right up, get your ticket now.
Hey there, I'm Justin, and welcome to another Army Flex Showcase. This is Paul. He's showing off his Emperor's Children. How are you doing, Paul, today?
I'm well, I'm glad to be here.
It's a crazy army you got here, like very big. How many points do you think it is?
It's well over 4,000 by now, I think.
Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. It's all customized, all painted beautifully. It's the perfect pink. It's Emperor's Children, so it's of course gonna be pink. Everything here is just fantastic. You got all these little edits there, all these little conversions. You got even a rhino that's actually an ice cream truck or ice cream truck.
The rhino is really what started the army. It was supposed to be Death Guard, and then it's actually modeled after Sweet Tooth, Needles Kane's vehicle from the Twisted Metal games.
Oh.
So that was kind of the inspiration behind it. It's almost all GW parts actually, just heavily converted LEDs of sorts, the lights. And then it kind of went from there. How do I keep that Needles Kane demonic clown sort of thing going? So then it turned into the Legionnaires, which are heavily converted as well from Necromunda corpse grinders. And then I kept going from there. The circus theme, flying balloons. The balloons were a great touch because it makes everything much more festive. I'm definitely modeling for disadvantage because obviously people can see the balloons over terrain, but it makes it very distinctive.
I mean, it's gonna be a fear tactic. If you ever wanna scare your opponent, you see a bunch of balloons coming around, you see here, lollipop, lollipop.
Lollipop, lollipop, oh, lolly, 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 lollipop.
You know the Emperor's Children are coming up there.
The circus is coming to you.
So what's the lore behind your warband here? Is it actually just gonna be Emperor's Children, or is there like a name for them?
So I call them the Circus of Slaughter, or Laughter, depending how you pronounced it. The idea is, it's not that they set up a circus, the circus comes to them. So in their invasion of a planet, they're bringing the circus to them as excessive as possible. The most spectacular show in the galaxy, coming to a battlefield near you.
I'm guessing whenever they leave a planet, it's always gonna be happy, festive, everyone's gonna have a smile, whether they like it or not.
There's been a festivity of some sort. There's been excessive, probably fireworks, smiles, maybe not.
Smiles, maybe not. How's their home planet like? Is it just a giant ring circus?
I wouldn't say they have a home planet. They're constantly traveling. The traveling circus. They pack up their tent, and then they head off to the next stage or performance.
Who's the leader of them? Is it going to be a Demon Prince, or is it someone who's even more sinister looking?
Typical, my warlord is that Demon Prince in the middle there. I call him the ringleader. He's got a nice dapper hat, and he's kind of a lot of people think he looks like the Joker, which is kind of the most famous sort of clown. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of gives it this surrounding kind of feel of who they're coalescing around. There's lots of references to clowns and the Joker and circus throughout there. Mm-hmm. And puns and jokes. He's even got a bang gun, which is a typical, really old 19th century joke.
I'm saying he's a very fun guy to be around. He's just always joking, always laughing.
Always going for the kill.
Oh man, that is, I did not expect that, but that's really cool. Who's his other buddies then? His other friends?
I've got several. I've got a version of Fabius Bile. He's got a dapper hat, so I call him the Fabulous Fabius Bile. I'm particularly proud of that, the Leviathan Dreadnought in the front there, painted as part of the Paint Pot Challenge. And it's almost breaking the fourth wall because it's a GW paint pot that's part of the body of the model.
Mm. So where's the Fabulous Bile?
He's over here.
Ooh, look at him. I see the dapper hat. Really, and the purple really works with him too.
Technically he was Emperor's Children, but in the lore he's more freelance now.
But whenever he's working with you guys with the ring, he's got to have the hat.
he's like the patron of the patron sponsor of the circus, perhaps.
How about this guy here with the triple balloons?
That is a run as a psyker and a master of possession. The psyker is definitely important. I sort of think of it sort of as a lion tamer of the many beasts that you find in a circus.
So warp-tainted lions, warp-tainted bears, all that type of stuff.
Possessed, venom crawlers.
Oh, and I'm guessing these are the possessed over there?
There's a handful of the mutilators. There's some possessed over there. This guy got so big he can't ride a bike anymore, so he carries around with him.
Oh, speaking of which, I've seen all these bikes. You got so many really cool conversions there. One guy's doing the handstand. What else is, like, so much personality with your army. Not just only for the infantry, but the bikes too as well.
I thought the bikes were an opportunity because they're so mobile. There's so much different things you could do with them. And actually the bikes themselves, you know, some guys going backwards, guys are doing wheelies, and you don't usually see the models so static. But these are moving fast. They move 14 inches in the game. And they were actually my inspiration for this display board. That turntable in the middle is motorized. So if there we go.
Oh man. Just going around and around and around, showing off.
So that was one of the features. That was one of the bikes inspired the board. And that's a feature that I can bring to a tournament and all of a sudden it starts to start moving around.
Speaking of which, yeah, there's also an LED on there to show that it is a circus laughter, or laughter, how you want to put it. Just enjoyable. You know what to expect when you see the ringleader there, the ringmaster, and all the different characters. Yeah, and everything has LEDs. A lot of their models have it. I see it on the ice cream truck. I see it on the demon princes. Like, how do you get the LEDs to fit in like that? It's so crazy.
Very careful drilling. I've been doing LEDs since university, so this is pretty simple stuff for me now. But I like doing it because I'm not going to be the best painter, as much as I want to try. But I can bring in some of my electronics background and bring in lights, bring in the motors, bring in electronics and sounds, and try to bring my own spin onto these to bring the models up, making up for what I can't do in painting.
Like I've seen, you've also done Imperial Fist before. I've seen on YouTube, there's this really cool video of you with a Chaplain Dreadnought. Imperial Fist, by the way, with the autocannon just spinning up. And there was even LEDs there. It was so cool. I'm like, you've been doing this for many years, and it's not only for Chaos, you've been doing it for Imperium as well.
Yep.
Even Basilisks, the Punisher Imperial tank? Like, you've done a lot, so you've done a lot more than like what even I can do for LEDs. That's really, really cool. With all these models, like, there has to be one favorite. I know it's hard to choose. Which one is your favorite?
I'll point at those Legionnaires over there, because that was one of my earlier kit bashes, and there's like 4 or 5 different kits to make those Legionnaires the way they were. They were Necromunda Corpse Grinder cult models, and originally I was going to run them as cultists, and they were just too huge to run as cultists, and then they looked at them longer, and they looked like Astartes. The backpacks on them, the shoulder pads, and they're really, really unique because now they don't look like any other Space Marines, but I gave them garish colors and very, very attractive colors, so they have kind of that clown sort of aesthetic to them.
Just to show off, be flamboyant, coming at you with a bright pink. How long have you been doing Warhammer for?
Oh, I started when I was like 12 years old when I was a kid. Took a break for 15, 20 years, and then got back into it only about 6 years ago.
Oh, so that's pretty good. But even when you're bringing the electronic stuff, there's a lot of advanced hobby tools you did here, like the balloons as well, the basing, the green. You got the Goblin green bases included there as well. Like you added the little touches here and there to like bring it apart from everyone else's army. So there's a lot of playing cards around there. Is there a certain reason why everyone has playing cards?
I thought it kind of went with the Joker theme. It was also a really good way to just distinct and make each of the squads distinct with each other. So I actually wrote the cards from Michael's online, and it was a really good way to just identify the squads separately from each other.
Oh, seriously?
And it continued the Joker theme, the circus theme, playing theme.
How about I've seen every single model here that's basic infantry has 1 balloon, but I see that unit over there, there's like 3 or 4 balloons. Is that something that's special with them?
That's a Dark Apostle, so I wanted that guy to really stand out. I used the Blackstone Fortress Psychers in the back, and I kind of wanted that to be it's a character unit. So I almost wanted to make him look like he was flying from the balloons. So he's sort of like up almost.
Wait, so all the regular humans, they got like balloons tied to their back and they're like floating, like that.
It's lightening the load a little bit.
Oh, okay, that's really clever. I think a lot of your characters, like they all have multiple balloons, while your basic dudes are just like single balloons.
Exactly, it's a hierarchy of balloons.
Hierarchy balloons.
Well, and I try to make it that the red balloons are only for the champions or the characters. The law of chromatic superiority, like Power Rangers.
Oh, that's how it is. That's interesting. But there was something I wanted to ask about balloons. Where'd you get these balloons from?
So everyone thinks that do I mold them out of green stuff and such? No. I found them on Amazon. They're called dollhouse balloons. And I just noticed that they were just the right scale. So I trimmed them down, and they don't come all these colors, but I paint them up. And I have had to buy 3 or 4 kits since then every time I buy them, because they go very quickly because there's a lot of them.
Are you more of a competitive player, or are you more of just a thematical painting type of guy?
I'd like to think that I play, but I don't play very well. I don't play enough to say that I'm really, really good at it. I do enjoy the playing. I'd say I was much more of a player until the pandemic, and then you couldn't play at all for 6, 12 months. And that gave me a lot of time to explore painting, getting better at painting. And now I think I enjoy the hobbying more than even the gaming. But the gaming is a great time to showcase what you did in the hobbying part.
Yeah, and with this army like this, you're gonna blast anyone out of the water for painting points and hobby points.
Definitely 3-color minimum at least.
What other projects do you have on the horizon?
I've got a couple more models I'd like to finish for this circus army. I've got a Forged Fiend with motorized cannons, which will be up soon, and a Helldrake that'll have flapping wings. So I'm trying to get really interesting with the mechanics of it.
Wait, flapping wings. So the flying turkey legit can start flying and flapping
Will
wings.
legit start flying. It'll happen soon. I'm having trouble with the mechanism, but it's going to look pretty cool if it works.
I can't wait. That one I want to see. Like, hell turkeys are back, going around, bursting in flames, everything. That's going to be cool.
And then the army I'm probably going to play this fall is a Death Guard army, which is music themed, which has some very unusual things coming in it. A lot of them play music, they're carrying instruments, there's music boxes in some of them, a lot more motors, moving parts. So that's gonna hopefully be ready in time for Armies and Parade this fall.
You got what, 2 months?
Yeah.
I wish you the best of luck on that. So you got the ice cream truck over there. I see that little guy over there. The ambulance, I believe it is?
Yeah, so Rami, who's been on the show before, he nicknamed it the Wambulance, which is a name I think is gonna stick. It's a kit bash between a Torox and a Monitorium container. And I thought that the Torox is kind of the wrong scale. So putting them together, it looks like a proper Rhino now. I also modeled together with a ambulance toy, so it has lights and sound.
Oh my goodness. So, it shuts off by itself too. That's really nice. So I'm guessing the ambulance does not discriminate. It's going to be for the allies and the enemies, correct?
Well, someone made a great comment when I posted on Facebook. In 40th Millennium, ambulance hurts you.
Oh man, that's great. What other mechanics does this little set have? We saw the spinning turntable, we see the LED screen. Is there any other tricks that this thing has?
It plays music, actually. Just want to go ahead and push a button on the front over here.
Sure.
In front.
This one here?
Yep.
So with this music, you know the circus is coming for you.
Exactly.
That's a Toy Story ball, isn't it?
It is a Toy Story ball.
What's the, wait a sec, that crab looks familiar. Isn't he from like the Age of Sigmar box?
Yes. It's from the Eine Thiefkin. Almost model year.
So why is he on the ball then? Like he's just got the silliness.
Well, I wanted to have, one of the tournaments I went to required you to have markers to mark for abilities or any of that. So I was using that as a marker to remind me when I used a relic.
Oh.
And I wanted it to be unique, so rather than just a little token. So I had the Eine Thiefkin box with, I think his name is Durin, the crab. And I thought, let's make it really interesting. Let's put him on a ball, see if anyone recognizes it as a Toy Story ball. And it would be like, it's a giant crab at a circus, a freak show. It's come see the spectacle. And it was almost model of the year. It only runner up to Bellacore.
Is there another little Easter egg that you have in here somewhere?
Contemptor Dreadnoughts.
This one here?
Yeah, it's got three demonettes in front of it, sort of like groupies almost. And
so he's the popular one. He's the popular little dreadnought there. And then how about that guy, the snake hairs on the Demon Prince?
So this is when I decided one Demon Prince was awesome. Let's bring 2. And so it's actually a head off of a Beast of Nurgle that is
seriously?
spliced onto a Demon Prince, and then there's the LED for the eye.
This one here. This one's catching my eye.
So that was when I wanted, you could get a squad of 9 bikes, and for the last bike I wanted to go something unusually big. I wanted to have it, what would an Icon of Excess look like on a bike squad? So excessively, you've now got essentially Noise Marines riding on a bike with a drum kit, 2 guitars, and a keyboard.
I think the word of the day today is excess. What else is too excessive here? I need to find some more excessive stuff here.
I think 30 Terminators is excessive in general. But I've run that a couple tournaments. I'm not sure how competitive it was, but it was definitely excessive in general.
Terminators are tanky. They're tanky and they're funny too. Yeah, this army has a lot to show. It's very excessive, but thank you for showing it to us. I really can't wait to play this. We're going to have you on for a bat rep very soon.
I'm hoping. We're trying to figure out a date, and I'm looking forward to coming back for a bat rep.
So yeah, we're going to see this more in detail. We're going to see the space clowns of chaos going against something that we have in the studio. Thank you very much for coming, Paul. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much. I usually share my models on my Instagram. They'll share the link in the description, I guess. And I post them there when I have something new and worth sharing.
All right, so thank you very much for checking us out. This has been Justin from Northern Knights Gaming. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. So I see you're doing Emperor's Children. Why did you pick pink as a color? That's it. My next army is gonna be pink. Also, he uses the balloon to smack people.
And then they fight last.
Oh, so the whatever gas is in there, you smack them, they get high off it, and they're like, oh, we're
Or
slow
they get
now.
happy or slow. Either way, they're fighting last that turn.
Yeah, and then Lucius is gonna be like, done. You don't need to feel that anymore. Lollipop, 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 oh, lollipop. It's not filming, is it? Okay. So,